A blood-soaked sack was thrown at the feet of the most dangerous man on earth. Out rolled a severed head rotting from the sun, its beard burned to the skin. It belonged to Genghis Khan's most trusted chief ambassador. The generals in the tent held their breath, hands gripped sword hilts. Yet, on the face of the man whose very name meant death, there was absolutely no emotion. His eyes held a cold, apocalyptic fire that the blood of millions could not extinguish. The dream of building the world's greatest peaceful trade network shattered on that dirt floor. History books rarely dare to open this page. When an ordinary king faces such a colossal insult, what does he do? He writes diplomatic letters of condemnation, demands massive financial reparations, or asks for the execution of the guilty governor. The Khwarazmian royal court assumed Genghis Khan would simply send a small raiding party to save face. Instead, he burned the rulebook of diplomacy to ashes. While everyone else calculated a price for revenge, he rejected the mathematics of mercy. He didn't just want the governor. He wanted the ground the man walked on, the air he breathed, and the entire million-square-mile empire he served completely erased from the map. He stopped his massive campaigns in China. He halted all trade, because the price of some mistakes is not land or gold. The price is absolute annihilation. The year is 1218. The Khwarazmian Empire is the invincible titan of Central Asia, stretching from India to the Caspian Sea. It is ruled by Shah Ala ad-Din Muhammad, a man blinded by his own hubris, calling himself the second Alexander, but he didn't pull the trigger. The trigger was pulled by Inalchuq, the greedy, narrow-minded governor of the border city of Otrar. A massive Mongol caravan arrived at Otrar's gates, 450 Muslim merchants and 500 camels loaded with silk, gold, and silver. Genghis Khan sent them not to conquer, but to trade. His message was clear. I am the master of the East. You are the master of the West. Let us open the doors between us. Blinded by the glittering wealth, Inalchuq lost his mind. He accused them of espionage, slaughtered all 450 merchants in cold blood, and seized the cargo. Genghis Khan gave them one final chance. He sent 3 envoys to the Shah. Hand over your governor. Let him pay the price of his treason, and your empire will live. The Shah played the most suicidal gamble in human history, believing Genghis was just a barbarian chief. He beheaded the Muslim envoy, shaved the beards of the 2 Mongols, and sent them back with the severed head. They had spat into the ocean, and the ocean drew back to become a tsunami. Genghis Khan did not scream. He climbed the Burkhan Khaldun mountain and stayed in his tent for 3 days and nights without food or water, praying to the sky god Tengri. On the dawn of the 4th day, he descended not as a mortal king, but as the whip of God. His order was absolute. Saddle the horses. The Khwarazmians have chosen to die. Victims wrote the history books, calling the Mongols a mindless barbarian horde. That is a lie. Genghis Khan's army was a terrifyingly synchronized, technologically advanced military machine. He didn't just bring cavalry. He brought the most brilliant siege engineers captured from China. They dragged colossal catapults, flame-throwing batteries, and dam builders capable of rerouting entire rivers. The Khwarazmians expected nomads with bows. They faced an apocalyptic engine of absolute destruction. When the black clouds of the Mongol army surrounded Otrar, they didn't just attack the walls, they suffocated the city. Chinese engineers launched burning oil, explosives, and human shields over the ramparts. After 5 agonizing months of psychological and physical terror, the walls fell. The city was pulverized into dust. Governor Inalchuq was not granted a quick death. Captured alive and bound in heavy chains, he was dragged into Genghis Khan's tent. The man who slaughtered for gold was forced to his knees. Genghis Khan did not yell. He matched the punishment flawlessly to the crime. Silver was boiled in a crucible. The glowing liquid metal was slowly poured into the eyes of the man who wanted to see more wealth, and into the ears of the man who wanted to hear more coins. The man who worshipped gold was drowned in molten silver. The apocalypse did not stop there. The second Alexander, Shah Muhammad, fled his own army in sheer terror. Genghis rode his horse directly into the great mosque of Bukhara, gathering the trembling citizens, and delivered a speech that echoed like a death knell. You have committed great sins. Had you not, God would not have sent a punishment like me upon you. Within a year, the empire was deleted. The Shah died in rags on a desolate island, starving and shivering in fear. We live in a world of keyboards and boardrooms, not swords. Yet, human nature has not changed in 1,000 years. The Inalchuks are still among us, hiding behind their corporate walls, mocking others, and poking the bear simply to stroke their own egos, thinking they can't touch me. When you sit at a table, you never truly know how dangerous the person across from you is. Calmness is not weakness. Genghis Khan initially wanted peace and trade. True power lies in the ability to conceal it. But a fool blinded by ego woke the sleeping dragon. The most fatal mistake you can make is measuring your opponent by your own limitations. You expect a minor retaliation. They arrive to erase your career, your reputation, and your entire existence from the map. Before you let your arrogance violate someone else's territory, remember that you only discover if the man across from you is Genghis Khan, when the molten silver is already pouring into your eyes. And by then, it is far too late to negotiate. History is the graveyard of those who sacrifice their power to their pride.